53 minutes past the hour. Time now for our tropical update. You remember as a kid, you got to play that game, which one of these things didn't belong? Well, for some reason, this first frame made me actually think of that. So I wanted to show you this before I get to the tropical update. So we'll put the rings on there. These are, of course, all areas that we are watching. But, of course, which one of these things don't belong? You said, all right, invest 95E because it didn't say area of interest. But in all honesty, all of these are areas of interest. This is the one that's been designated by the Hurricane Center for an invest so that models and things can be run on it. But all these are interesting areas. Just to get these two out of the way, there's some very weak areas of low pressure here, just sitting just off the coast. All right, I mean, they're just off the coast here of Mexico, and they're both forecast to move to the north and west. Now, what this means is a surge in the tropical moisture coming up through the Gulf of California on Thursday and Friday, and we will talk about that on the top of the hour. But in terms of development and impact, maybe some rain along the Mexican coast. All right, the area of interest for the Atlantic so far from NHC, if you go to their website, you see 10% here. Actually, yeah, you do see 10% here, odds of development. 0% over 48 hours, 10% over 120 hours here with this area of low pressure down and through here, which is mainly mid and upper level. It doesn't really show anything at the surface at this point, just sitting here over the Florida Straits. There was some rain earlier on that came whipping through the Bahamas, and as long as we have this feature here, we will see more of that. But you'll notice it's kind of gotten very, very unorganized, and will continue to do so. None of the major global models pick up on this. We will think it's going to pull to the north, if you will, over the next couple of days and probably impact Florida with some showers and thunderstorms. A very, very minimal chance of this developing and ruining your weekend. But you know what? Stranger things have happened. All right. All right. Here's another area of interest here, about 500 to 800 miles to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. Looking at 30% chance of this developing as it moves on off toward the west. And like so many other waves here past, it doesn't have a lot of thunderstorms around the center of it. You notice they're kind of located a little bit off toward south and west at this point in time. And this is kind of an interesting area because as you kind of look across the basin here, remember yesterday we had all these showers and thunderstorms down and through here, and today they've just pretty much gone poof. You'll notice very little thunderstorms at all, if you will, once you go north of about 12 degrees latitude. And that is because we are still dominated by a ton of dry air in through here. So a little bit of a circulation, certainly with this. It's going to be an area to watch over the next several days as it passes on to the west. If it can stay low enough, it may actually have a chance to develop if the parameters in the Caribbean and the Gulf are such that allow it. All right, so there's a lot of pitfalls out here for these waves. I mean, it's pretty hard unless you just have one gangbuster, blockbuster season like 2005 to get something to come off the coast and go all the way across the Atlantic to the United States. I mean, it's actually difficult to do that. But what we're looking at with this particular wave is, notice on the water vapor image, there's actually quite a bit of moisture down through here. So if this can stay under the radar, so to speak, and just kind of sneak across and survive with this moisture and not become in contact with upper level winds that are unfavorable and still make it across, we may see a situation like we saw with Fernand, where it actually developed late in the game. And so that may be the thing in through here. But still, a lot of dry air sitting in this region. But slowly but surely, we're starting to erode the edges of that. So as each one of these waves comes across, and like I said, if it sneaks under the radar, it may be something that would be a formidable entity as we head down the road. All right, so these are really the two players that we'll watch going forward. Right now, probably showing the most signs of promise for the Atlantic region, or the main development region. And this is the one that I just showed you here. This is what it looks like from a model standpoint. And here's another one just about ready to emerge off the African coast. Pretty good deep convection with that coming off of Senegal. But here they go, working their way on in time. This is Friday, Saturday. You'll notice again, we're east of the Antilles, and then the other wave is west of the Cape Verde Islands. So, you know, there's still entities by the time we roll in towards Saturday. The big question is, can the first one overcome the dry air? And can the second one, if you will, overcome the dry air eventually once it moves out into that main development region? A lot of questions, guys, but the good news is right now, looking at things as they lie, we are set to go for a Labor Day weekend. Kelly and Paul, back to you.